The emergency session of the Galactic Council convened in chaos. Ambassador Zixthor of the Velkreen Dominion slammed his crystalline appendage against the podium, sending ripples of bioluminescent distress across his translucent form. "They've gone silent," he announced, his voice translator struggling to convey the panic in his native frequency. "Every human diplomatic channel, dead. Every embassy, abandoned. It's been 47 cycles since Earth responded to any communication." The council chamber erupted. Representatives from 300 species chittered, roared, and broadcast their alarm in a cacophony that would have shattered human eardrums. On the observation deck of the UNS Defiance, Captain Juliana Cross watched the council station through the viewport, her dark eyes reflecting the distant lights. Beside her, Commander Silas Chen reviewed tactical displays with the calm precision that had made him legendary among Earth's fleet. "They're predictably panicking," Silas observed, highlighting the increased military movements around the council station. 17 different fleets have repositioned in the last week alone. Juliana smiled grimly. "Good. Let them wonder." 6 months earlier, humanity had made a simple request: equal representation on the council and an end to the discriminatory trade sanctions that had crippled Earth's outer colonies. The council had laughed. After all, humans were newcomers, barely 2 centuries in space, while some council members counted their civilizations in millennia. The council had miscalculated. Humanity didn't beg. Humanity didn't plead. When diplomacy failed, humanity simply walked away. And in walking away, they took with them something the galaxy hadn't realized it needed. "Status on the medical shipments?" Juliana asked. "All suspended as ordered," Silas replied. "The Threen Collective is experiencing their worst plague outbreak in 5 centuries. Without human antivirals, their projections show 40% population loss within the year." Juliana nodded slowly. It wasn't cruelty. Humanity had offered their advanced medical technology freely for decades, asking nothing in return except basic respect. The galaxy had taken and taken, never imagining the well might run dry. And the Velkreen? Their quantum communications network is degrading. Apparently, only human technicians understood the maintenance protocols well enough to keep it running. Silas pulled up another report. "They're estimating complete system failure within 3 months. That's their entire interstellar infrastructure." The truly magnificent irony, Juliana reflected, was that the Council had always considered humans primitive. Yes, humanity's weapons were crude compared to antimatter lances and singularity bombs. Yes, their ships were slower than those with dimensional drives. But humans had something most species had evolved past: the ability to improvise, to adapt, to fix things with whatever was at hand. In a galaxy of specialists, humanity had remained generalists. And when the specialists' perfect systems broke down, only the generalists knew how to repair them. "Incoming transmission," Silas announced. "It's Ambassador Zixthor, marked urgent." "Ignore it," Juliana said coldly. "Captain?" Silas raised an eyebrow. "They ignored us for 6 months. They can wait 6 more. She turned from the viewport. "What about the Kryn Mining Consortium?" "In freefall. Turns out human industrial engineers were the only ones willing to work in their extreme gravity facilities. Without them, production has dropped 87%. Silas couldn't quite hide his satisfaction. "They're threatening to collapse economically." The reports continued. The Hexari's agricultural systems failing without human agronomists. The Drenthic's defensive installations vulnerable without human security consultants. The Polian art markets crashing without human cultural brokers. Humanity hadn't conquered the galaxy through force. They'd made themselves indispensable through sheer competence and an almost pathological work ethic that other species found bewildering. Humans worked jobs other species considered beneath them, solved problems others deemed unsolvable, and did it all with a grim determination that seemed encoded in their DNA. "Another transmission," Silas reported 3 days later. "This one's from the council chair herself. They're offering to negotiate." Juliana studied the message. The tone had changed dramatically from 6 months ago. No more condescension, no more dismissal, fear. "Tell them we'll consider their request," Juliana said carefully. "In 6 months," Silas grinned. "Bringing the pain, Captain." But Juliana's expression remained serious. "This isn't about revenge, Commander. It's about respect. Every species in that council needs to understand that humanity isn't asking for a seat at the table. We're demanding it. And if they refuse, we'll build our own table." She pulled up a star chart showing human expansion over the past 6 months. While the council panicked, Earth's fleets had been busy. Dozens of new colonies, trade agreements with unaligned worlds, a growing coalition of species who'd been similarly dismissed by the council's elite. "They think we need them," Juliana continued. "They need to learn that we don't. We're perfectly capable of building our own civilization, our own alliances, our own future. Without them." 6 months later, when humanity finally agreed to talks, the galaxy had changed. The council offered everything humans had originally requested, and more. Equal representation, fair trade, actual respect. Juliana sat across from Ambassador Zixthor, now significantly more humble than their last meeting. Silas stood behind her, a silent reminder of humanity's resolve. "We accept your terms," Juliana said simply. Zixthor's relief was palpable. "Thank you, Captain Cross. The galaxy needs humanity's contributions." "No," Juliana corrected gently but firmly. "The galaxy needs to remember that every species brings value. You needed to learn that lesson. We were simply the ones willing to teach it." As they left the council chambers, Silas whispered, "Think they learned?" Juliana glanced back at the assembled aliens, seeing new respect in countless alien eyes. "They're learning, Commander. Sometimes the best way to prove your worth isn't by shouting louder. It's by showing what happens when you walk away." Humanity had returned to the galactic community, but this time they returned as equals.